Hello, my beautiful Virgo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-May right through to mid-June 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, the frequencies of the earth are changing at this present time. You can all feel it, of course, and what it means is the Tibetan symbols that I normally use may not be as palatable to the ear as they used to be, as we become more sensitive and open to the vibrations around us. So I've sourced a softer frequency to prepare and cleanse your reading. I'm using a Gaia chime to cleanse your reading hourly, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Okay, so let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Virgo, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get to your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What do they need to know regarding their love situation at this present time? Who is coming towards them? Can you please show them the way for their highest good? What do they need to know at this time? What do they need to be aware of? Well, we have the World card there, and that is your protagonist energy. So I definitely see a lot of you are entering into a new era. A lot of you are very goal oriented right now, focused on your projects, prioritizing your own needs. Some of you could even be getting closure on a situation that perhaps has been playing out in your life for some time. Whether you tend to meet the same sort of people, learn the same sort of lessons, cycles may have been repeating, and now you are getting closure on that period in your life. And there's definitely a new start. You've got the Fool card there as well. So that tends to tell me that you are on a trajectory to open more to your playful side. I feel a lot of you, with that Fool card in the resistance position, it can tell me that some of you have felt a little bit tied down to responsibility recently. Perhaps you've not really met many new people who are sparking your interest. Maybe the chemistry hasn't been there. I definitely see that you're looking for a high-level commitment. We've got the Tower at the end there, and this is an outcome energy, and this can indicate that suddenly everything changes. So it can be that you're coming out of a comfort zone. The Tower is not a negative card. It can literally mean that there's been some sort of structure in play that perhaps has been keeping you in one place in your life. Even though you're busy, you're locked onto your goals and life has been challenging, but it can be that you're in a period of rebuilding. If some of you have been in a high-level commitment in the past and been let down by love, for example, it could be that you're healing and now you're coming to the end of that cycle. But the Magician card indicates that you are tapping into your sense of empowerment and being your wonderful magical self, and you are in a state of attraction. So I see that you are magnetic and actually attracting an opportunity to you, but your first card there is the World card. So this can indicate that you're creating balance in your life. You've been learning a lot of lessons about life life, about people, about the world. And the Fool card, because it is in the resistance position, a lot of you may have actually withdrawn your energy from searching for love. You could have like decided that the dating scene, it's not for you right now. It's better to focus on your prosperity, on your kind of like place in the world, because the World card is there. So this can be that, you are looking at your life from a high sort of perspective, almost like getting a bird's eye view of things right now and really locking on to where you want to plant roots in your life or what's important. I feel like you're looking for the whole package when it comes to a relationship, because this is a singles love reading. The World card indicates you will reach your goal. There will be an accomplishment and a success there. There will be a totality of the situation. And I feel you will meet the person that you, of course, are meant to meet. However, we do have that Tower energy. So I feel a lot of you have been learning a lesson that perhaps has really made you very strong, made you rebuild in some way. I mean, this card, it actually means that you are enough, that you are whole all by yourself, that you are lovable. And one of the lessons that you are meant to learn is that you are a gift. You are the full package. You offer the real deal when it comes to love. And it literally says here, you are complete. A pause before a new start. So take a breath. So sometimes we are called to be single for a certain period of time, to lock on to a sense of purpose, or, to take a breath, to learn more about yourself, your own needs. A lot of you could be overgivers, for example, and you need to readdress the balance and look at reciprocality in relationships there as well. The World card can also indicate some of you with this Tower energy, you may be in a period of upheaval. This could be something that you have planned, doesn't always have to be that, but we will pull a card on that Tower energy in a moment, because that's really about restructure. But I love the Tower because it basically means that a structure that has been in place for quite some time, we get comfortable with that. And if things have been as they've always been, and if you always do what you always do, then you're always going to get the same outcome. So I feel a lot of you are just so ready for a fresh new start with this card. And, the world is literally your oyster. That's the sentence I feel some of you may actually see or even write in the next coming weeks or months. It could be like a quote or slogan on something. The world is your oyster. In a sea of possibility, you will find the person who is magnetized towards you and will be paying you a lot of attention. Now we do have the Fool card. It's in the resistance position at first, but it will go into the upright. So this tends to tell me that you will be tapping into your playful side. A lot of you may not have expected that you'll be single at this stage in life, or whatever stage you're at right now. This can be that you were unprepared to be either single, or some of you may have even been unprepared for someone's absence in your life. There may have been some unfinished business that perhaps you don't want to revisit because the World card is there. This can be an experience with a person who is very immature, who did not see your worth or was not emotionally available to offer you the love that you truly deserve and desire. But I see a lot of you putting that behind you. The past is firmly in the past. Now, of course, the Fool card, it can indicate that someone was careless with your heart. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. The new person who's coming in is going to be more careful with your heart. Someone who's very passionate, very loyal. There's actually a lot of magic and frisson and a spark with this new person who is coming in. And I would say that Tower energy is actually like sudden. Suddenly everything changes. Suddenly, a new love comes in and it literally drives out the old. The Tower can literally mean driving out the old by raising your frequencies, by raising your standards, and of course, raising your boundaries as well there, okay? So it says here, just have fun for now and not get too tied down. But it's in the resistance position, so a lot of you, although you want to have fun and you don't really want to place any pressure on meeting someone new and then thinking that this is it, this is the one, because I feel like you don't want to fast track something, you don't want to rush into anything. I feel also that it highlights that you are looking for a long-term relationship. You're looking for someone who will share your life with you and walk this journey of life and love home with you there. So I feel you will meet a person who will literally become your world and vice versa, okay? But a lot of you had to fall in love with yourself first and recognize that you are complete all by yourself, and that anyone who comes into your life is a welcome addition to your life. A lot of the time we grow up with like stories, fairy tales, where we're told we're searching for our other half. And of course that's wonderfully romantic, but somehow embedded in that thought, it kind of makes us feel like we're searching for something outside of ourselves to make ourselves feel complete, that we are somehow missing something, but actually you're not missing anything at all. You are complete all by yourself. And when you meet this new person who's coming into your life, they are going to sort of like fulfill your needs in a relationship and speak your love language, and also look in the same direction as you as to what you want in a love relationship and in your life, okay? Because sometimes we can meet a person and they fall completely in love with us and vice versa. And of course, they may want different things. They may be dedicated to you, my beautiful Virgo, but they may want different things for their life. And there can be a misalignment with that. So I say with this energy, you are being aligned with someone who wants the same things as you. And this is a relationship where it's destined to thrive. And I feel like you'll settle down with this person, okay? The Fool card, when it goes into the upright, it means that you're about to meet a new person. Take a leap of faith. And if you know my readings, I do tend to explain the Tower as basically taking the leap of faith. Those two figures that normally appear on a Tower card, if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, they are literally taking a leap of faith. They meet and think, okay, the structure is as it is right now, and it's not fulfilling. It's making us feel really stuck. But let's take this leap of faith together and see where it goes. So this can be that you're about to meet a person, and you're just going to see where it goes, because the Fool card is there, and that's like no attachments. Let's see where it goes. But actually, it turns into something truly magnetic and magical indeed. Now, the Tower can be that you have been through a shock and that you are actually healing and rebuilding at this time. And I'm sending you a huge hug out there. So much love. I mean, life is challenging. So whatever it is that you're going through, I feel that you're a very strong person, and that you've got this. And also you're going to come through this. And I feel like you're going to take control of the situation, and you're manifesting brighter times ahead there as well. But the Tower can indicate that, things have been stagnant or stuck for some time. And it can also be that you've been in some sort of cycle of repeat, whether it's you meeting the same sort of people, or perhaps you have a repetitive cycle, a habit, that you're committed to, or just a day-to-day routine that is always the same. It can be that now you're feeling a little bit like footloose and fancy-free, and you want to break out of that cycle of repeat. So the Tower is basically a realization that if you don't transform the situation, you'll keep going round and round and round in circles, and it will never change. The Tower as a structure is secure. It's safety. And a lot of people, when they go through a period of heartbreak, or they get let down in love, or, perhaps you have not been in a relationship before, if you feel that love has not visited your life and you feel that perhaps it's not coming, I feel certainly that you're going to be surprised by that, because there is love coming for you. But I would say, this can be a structure where we kind of like protect ourselves. If you think about the Tower, it's like a big old castle, and it feels very secure, but it can be that it's empty, and sometimes comfortable energy can turn into frustration. We build this life of comfortability, and we feel it's nice, but then we start to feel we want something more. We want to open ourselves up to other things. So I feel that Tower energy is you kind of like deciding that something needs to change. So you may actually do some sort of restructure in your life, get out of the comfort zone in some way. It literally says things are not as they seem. This is an opportunity for you to rebuild stronger. Okay, so if you feel that love is not coming for you just because you can't see it right now, things are not as it seems, because you're locked onto some sort of manifestation vibration right now with the Magician card. So this can indicate that suddenly, if you've withdrawn from love because you're fed up of the dating scene, you just feel like it's oversaturated, or you feel there's a lot of immature people who are just looking for a quick fix, or they're very transient. They're looking for the physical, but you're looking for something more with a little bit more depth there. I definitely see here that you're going to be pleasantly surprised. You're going to meet a person where suddenly, you know, there's an intensity, there's a spark there, and a lot of potential there as well. So it says here, step into your personal power with confidence and do your magic. Be your wonderful self. That is your magic. You are you, and that is your superpower. So this is about you owning your empowerment and your energy, and this is gravitas. Okay, there's something magnetic about you, and building in confidence helps you recognize that actually you stand out from the crowd. You know, the tower can be that you stand out, people notice you. So I want you to be aware of that as well. And this new person who's coming in, they really admire your strength. I know you've been going through something, whatever it is. Again, I'm sending you so much love and so much hugs there. But I feel this person, this new person is coming in, because I do feel it. This person is coming. We just have to define when. I'll go to the Celtic cross in a moment. But this is someone you've manifested, someone that you've dreamt into your life. And, you know, the Magician card, it can indicate that your belief system is in play here, which is very important because thoughts become things. So if you believe love is never coming for you, then that is kind of a frequency that you're locking onto, and you kind of lose the motivation or the drive to even try or even focus on love. So I feel this is about you changing your thought process and believing in the possibility of finding love, and there in itself lies the breakthrough, is what I'm being given. So let's move forward and see with the Celtic cross who is coming towards you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What do they need to be aware of regarding this new person who's coming into their life? Can you show me the trajectory that they're on right now to meet love? Well, the first card is the Justice card, but in the water right now, I'm seeing an image of a musical note. So this can indicate that your soul song is going to match someone who is coming on in for you. It could also mean that you or this person are in the music industry, for example, or perhaps this person, if you like tattoos, maybe they've got a musical note tattooed on them, or maybe you do, for example. I'm just seeing a musical note. It is I would say it's a semi-quaver, okay, if my music knowledge serves me well. I mean, I'll just give it to you just in case I'm wrong on the semi-quaver. I'm seeing like a musical note, and it's got a little kind of like downturn edge to the top of the note and a little dot. So I'm not really sure what that is, but that's something that's coming out there as well. This may be relevant, may not be relevant, but I have to give you everything that I see. This could also highlight that you're going to get lots of downloads, messages, and signs and symbols through music. So it could be that you're going to hear a specific song that may literally say, love is coming, and then suddenly you meet a new person. So listen out to the lyrics of songs that you hear. I'm not being given a song for you at this moment in time. If something comes through, I will give it to you, of course. But let's see what is going on with you right now. So with that Nine of Pentacles, you're being called to enjoy your singlehood, to really prioritize your own needs, go through a glow-up process. I feel this is about you focusing on your projects and on your security as well. You're very focused on investing in self at this time, which is great. But the Four of Wands indicates that you may have an event coming towards you where people come together and have a lot of fun. You may not have received this invitation, or you may not even know of this event just yet because the moon is there. So it feels like it's hidden to you. Could be even on a billboard or a poster or something that you'll see and you're like, that's really cool. I'd love to go there. I mean, because I saw the musical note, it could be a music festival, for example. So please take it as it resonates. But wherever it is, you're going to meet a very romantic person there, someone who will become the love of your life, okay? This is the circumstances outside of yourself position. So you're about to meet someone where there is a potential to settle down with this person. Maybe they will join your family lineage, your family tree, if you want to marry this person. That's coming through there as well. We have Five of Wands. We have the Judgment card as well. So there's going to be a really nice kind of like banter between you and this person. It's like both of you get each other's love language is what I'm seeing here. This person challenges you in a really great way and vice versa. But also the Five of Wands can be that you are either getting more active in the community in some way, or there's some sort of event that's going to be really fun. The Four of Wands is a very creative phase where you're harmonizing, you're mingling with people that really resonate with you. So even if you're searching for your soul tribe, could be that you're about to join a group activity, or you're going to get involved in something. I mean, for some of you, the Five of Wands can also be the gym. Okay, it could be that you meet a person being active or doing something physical. So yeah, whatever you're doing, I'll tap into it in a moment, but the Justice card is your starting position. So this can indicate you're creating balance and harmony in your life, but also it can indicate some of you, because the World is there, a lot of you are locked onto your sense of purpose. You're very busy right now, and the Justice card can be an indication that you need to make some adjustments in order to find that balance in your life and create space for love to come on in. I mean, the Justice card indicates karma. And also a soul contract between you and someone who's coming in. So I really feel like you will marry this person who's coming in if that's something that you want. Of course, not everybody wants that. But the Justice card can indicate that life is pretty serious for you right now. You're doing the right thing. Some of you could have like responsibilities, or you're focused on something and you may be trying to work out, is it the right time there as well? I mean, I feel with the Justice card, you're being really honest with yourself that something needs to change. Okay, so it could be that you're being responsible for your choices and your actions. This is a cause and effect card. It means if you take an action in a certain direction, there will be a consequence in another direction. So it can be that, you know, you deciding which events to go to are going to, you know, have an impact on you and the path that you take to meet this person. Now, I'm actually seeing in the water as well a compass, and in the center of the compass there is a heart. So this can indicate, of course, that you're focused on your direction and you're following your heart. Your heart will lead you to the person that you're meant to be with. Now, this person could also have some connections with the legal profession. Okay, either they used to work in legal, if you're retired, for example, and you're looking for a retiree. For some of you, it could be that this person used to work in legal and now they're following their passions in music, or it could be that maybe they co-align their work with you know, a band that they're in, or some sort of musicianship that they do. Maybe they work and have like creative work on the side. Maybe they, you know, do two things in life. I'm not really sure why I'm being given this, but maybe it's relevant. So that's something that's coming out there as well. Now, the Justice card, of course, is really about you wanting someone who aligns with your belief system, your morals, okay, as well. But also, this can be that you're bringing your life into review, okay, and working out what's important for you at this time. For some of you, not all of you, but because we have the Fool card in the Resistance position and the Justice card as a starting position, it can indicate that, as I mentioned before, some of you may have been connected to someone who was very careless with your heart, and it may have struck a trust issue. So you could be trying to rebuild trust in love itself, rather than, you know, wanting to connect to someone from your past, because the World card is your starting position with the overarching energy. It just tells me that you are entering a new phase of life. You've learnt lessons and you're moving forward. You're not moving backwards. But the Four of Wands is there, and this can be a reunion card. So some of you, there may be these moments where you're conflicted because the Five of Wands is there. You may revisit in your mind conversations that you perhaps felt you should have said to someone in your past, but, you know, sometimes we have to acknowledge that the hardest thing we have to do is give ourselves closure. Getting an apology from someone, you know, that's almost like a validation for you to move on, and you don't need that. Sometimes it's nice to get the honest truth of a situation as to why something broke down, but we have to acknowledge that sometimes we'll never know that, and a person can tell us something that they think we want to hear as well. So ultimately, would you believe what they said if they came forward with an acknowledgement or an apology? So I feel for some of you, you may have been a little bit conflicted or have an inner battle about wanting to reunite with someone just to get closure or have that conversation. And then other times you're like, I never want to see that person again. Okay, because this card can be a separation card. So if you're going through a separation and you felt there was unresolved feelings or issues there, I definitely see here that you are in a strong state of getting closure on this all by yourself. And the Four Wands, I feel like you are creating a path to open up to a romantic future with someone new. Okay, so for those of you who do want to connect to someone from your past, I will like pull a card on it, but a lot of you, you're like, no, I'm done. Okay, you're fed up. Oh, wow, of that situation. So let's see what these cards have to say. Five of Swords, the Fool card is a new start. You've got the Fool card twice now. We've got the King of Wands and we've got the Four of Swords. So a lot of you have taken a rest from the dating scene, or, you know, you're just so exhausted. A lot of you actually get a lot of attention, and you may be just fed up of people wanting just the physical aspect. You want someone with a bit more depth there, someone who's very thoughtful. Okay, but I feel there is this energy with the King of Wands there. This can be the intensity, the passion, the draw, the magnetism. I feel actually this is someone that you're about to meet. And it's like you've had that period of pause with that Four of Swords. That's to rest. That's to remove oneself in order to get clear on what you want. It's to take a break. So a lot of you have been healing with that Four of Swords. And the Five of Swords there was the first card that came out. That's challenge. It can be that someone wounded you because they were wounded. They projected their feelings onto you. And they could have even had some trust issues themselves. The Fool card can indicate they were immature and they didn't know what to do with these painful feelings. So they kind of like pushed you away. Okay. Now, of course, everyone should take accountability for their actions, no matter what stage they are in life. So this is not a free pass for someone if they hurt you in the past. I feel this person, there's a small percentage of you may hear from this person with an apology, but ultimately I feel like you're moving forward without it. Okay, so the Justice card indicates it's about time that you had a romantic encounter. The Four of Wands basically is an indication that you're going to spend time with people who bring joy. So this could be a gathering, a get together there, a place where magic is made. And for some of you, because you have the Magician card and the Four Wands, this could be an event where there is an actual magician, okay, for some of you. So maybe it's an engagement or a wedding, for example. It could even be a place where there's music. I feel music is strongly connected because of that musical note there. The Four Wands, you know, it indicates as well that what you don't have right now, you shall have. And this is basically two people coming together and celebrating life together. So I would say you're going to meet a person where you will definitely move in with this person, okay? And you can't see it right now because the Moon card is there, but you're called to romance your life a little bit more. I feel that with that Seven of Pentacles in your near future position, I feel like you still have a ways to go before you meet this person. I feel it's not on the cusp of the next 6 weeks, but it is after, okay? A lot of you with that Seven of Pentacles, you're in a review period of where you have been in life, who you've met, the encounters you've had, how they've changed you, how you've been strong enough to overcome these challenges, and how you're moving on. You're projecting to the future of what it is that you imagine love and life to be, and there lies your manifestation. It will become your reality, okay? So we have on the earthly plane, yeah, there we are. You know, I don't look at the cards until I pick them up, really. Sometimes I'll dip in and have a look when I'm shuffling, but I didn't notice that you had the Seven of Swords. So that can be a trust issue for some of you. And it can be that someone revealed their true selves, and it can be a bit of a shock. Perhaps. Some of you may have even connected to someone who was breadcrumbing or ghosted you at some point, and it can make you feel a little bit bereft, a bit confused, like what happened? Is this what love is now? People just not taking accountability, transient people who are really flippant, inconsistent, but that's not true at all. This person was in a rhythm like that, okay? They were not emotionally available to offer you the love that you truly deserve and desire, and if you have not experienced something like that, I don't see you experiencing it in the future. I feel this is about you being your authentic self, and opening up to love. Now, because there is a 5 of Wands here, this can be about rivalry, okay? And because we have this 7 of Swords, someone who always means to return, someone who perhaps shows up from time to time and says, I miss you. And you're like, yeah, well, where you been? You know where I'm at? You got my number. You know where I live. You can miss me all you like, but unless you got action, I'm not interested. So a lot of you could be dealing with this. This may not resonate with all of you, but I have to honor the cards that pop out. The 7 of Swords can indicate someone invested, but they just didn't know how to love you because they don't know how to love themselves. They're always on the run. They're running away from something within themselves, and they pushed you away. And, 7 of Swords can indicate that it potentially could have hardened your heart or made you feel like running away from love, feeling that perhaps love equates pain or sadness, or you cannot trust love in the way that perhaps you thought you could before. But someone new is coming in to reinstate your trust in love. That's what I'm seeing there. But also the 7 of Swords, the history of this card is to basically remove the fight. Okay. And what I mean by that is surrender. A lot of you are being really independent right now. You're called to be independent and focus on your own needs and be your wonderful, authentic self. Okay. The person who comes in to love you is going to love you exactly the way you are. And some of you may feel that people don't appreciate the way you love, or you may feel that people don't really see you in a relationship. They kind of idolize a version of you, and you want someone to really fall in love and really see you to the depths of your soul. And you're about to meet that person there, okay? Interesting that this card keeps like flipping about here. So this can be that also you were dealing with a very slippery character, someone who was very inconsistent. You may hear from this person, okay? And it could throw up a little bit of a conundrum. I feel, looking at the energy, you may be shocked to hear from this person, but ultimately with the Magician, I feel like your focus is elsewhere. This person, inconsistency is something that you've outgrown. You're not about it. You do not want this. I feel like you are erecting healthier boundaries. And, I feel also you've learned not to rush into relationships so that you don't miss red flags, for example. But this card, it can indicate that you're living life on your own terms. You're not people pleasing. A lot of people could have said to you, oh, hey, have you got a relationship yet? Are you still single? And you're like, yeah, I'm enjoying my life. I'm me. I'm doing wonderful things. And when love comes along, great, I'm there for it. But I feel a lot of you have not been seeking it. Okay, I feel some of you have not been actively seeking it there. We do have a 9 of Pentacles. This is the past position energy. So prioritizing your own needs, focusing on your projects, building a foundation of security for you and your soul tribe or your family, and completing, personal development work. 9 of Pentacles can also indicate that you're setting the parameters for a healthy relationship to come in. So, by investing in self, it means that, you are creating an environment where healthy love can come on in and that no one can cross your boundary unless you say so, of course. So I feel this 9 of Pentacles, is always an indication that you're very attractive. Maybe this is something that you had to learn about yourself or see about yourself as well, because the 9 of Pentacles, it means you're fabulous. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the figure on the 9 of Pentacles is enjoying their freedom. They're out in nature. They're also learning about reciprocity. They tend to have like 6 pentacles saved on the side saying, this is an investment in me. I'm investing more in me than I'm investing in other situations right now, because the 3 of Pentacles is being given away in that card. There's 9 pentacles here, 6 being reserved to oneself and 3 given out. So that's like, what? I value myself and I'm not going to overextend myself. You can meet me halfway, but, I'm not going to overgive. I'm not going to chase you. So I feel this is about you learning about your boundaries, your values. And of course, this is about you acknowledging that you are awesome, that you are a gift, and that you're being more discerning about your energy, but also the company that you keep. And of course, I feel a lot of you are working hard to have a glow up in life. And I feel as you step into that era in your life, then what you want in a relationship changes as well, and what you will accept. Now, we do have the moon energy. A lot of you are called to romance your life a little bit more, especially if you're super busy, multitasking, and trying to make life work for you, of course. But I feel that moon energy is all about kind of like doing things that bring you joy and fun, but also you know, I know this sounds really silly, but this is something that's coming in, and I don't normally talk like this, but maybe my guys are giving this to me for a reason. But like romance novels, you know, I'm not one for romance novels. That's just me, okay? If I'm going to settle down with a book, it's normally a true story, or it's normally, you know, about some sort of like drama, as in, you know, like real-time drama on something, normally on like true crime, that sort of thing. That's the sort of thing I'm interested in reading, or on true facts about the world. That's something that I have a voracious kind of energy within me to read. And a lot of you could be also the same. But if you want romance, you know, if you want love, we have to be love. We have to be the essence of the thing that we want to match the vibration of what it is that we desire. Now, I'm not here to promote anyone's work, okay, but I'm seeing a book in the water right now, The Secret, very famous book, and some of you could be reading this, or could have like started reading this but stopped and will revisit this, because I see a lot of you revisiting a hobby or revisiting something that you used to love doing, and I feel this is the path to meeting this new person in some way. So in The Secret, if I'm right, I'm probably not right, but anyway, I'm just getting an energy from this book that a gentleman basically said that he wanted to fall in love, and he was an artist, and I think it's Rhonda Byrne who wrote the book. She visited the artist, and he was like, can you please help me with this law of attraction stuff? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I really want to attract a mate, and, you know, I just can't meet anybody. As soon as I meet someone, they like seem disinterested, or they're gone. What's going on? And she visited the artist and was like, well, you're very attractive. You got a lot of money. You know, I can't see what the problem is. You're a really nice person as well. And then noticed all the artist's work. The work was of the female form, and they always had the back to the viewer. And Rhonda Byrne said, well, look at your artwork. You know, I love your artwork. It's incredible, but all the figures are walking away. So you're literally painting and creating visions of people walking away from you. Did you notice that? And he was like, no, that's just my style of art. And Rhonda Byrne was like, well, maybe you want to like change the perspective of the painting and have a figure walking towards you. And within the year, after changing a style of, you know, artists channel energy and visions and be creative, and you have a creative card here, you know, suddenly the artist was in a relationship and was set to marry, and actually thanked Rhonda Byrne and said, you know, I can't believe it, that I was actually painting my future. I was actually visualizing, you know, these figures, but I really enjoyed seeing like the female form with the shoulders and the, you know, the back. They were figures that had interest to this person. They never realized, but they were actually painting someone walking away. And that was almost like a prophecy. So it can be with this moon energy, like read a romantic book where people come together and fall in love and get married, or, you know, visualize you falling in love, or actually, you know, spend time looking at art where people are together in love. Or sometimes what we see and what we lock into can inform our future. You know, thoughts become things, and we channel energy. And if you are constantly like looking at something where, you know, perhaps people are separating, or, you know, I'm just highlighting from the Law of Attraction book that's coming up there, The Secret, because you have the Magician card there, and it's something that my guides obviously wanted to impart in this reading, so maybe something to think about there as well. I do see with that moon energy that you are in a very sensitive emotional vibration, which is perfect for you to lock onto the desires that you want. So I would say here that some of you, I mean, there is an energy here of someone from your past who still has feelings for you. That's evident in this reading, but they are not emotionally available to offer you the love that you truly deserve and desire. You know, so whether you were with someone in the past, whether it's an ex or whether it's a friend and it's unrequited love, there's definitely someone here who really has feelings for you, but they're not equipped emotionally to open up to the love that you require at this stage on your personal journey. Okay, this person is not a bad person. It's just that they cannot offer you that foundation and depth to the love that you require. But there is a new person coming in, and as you can see, with that Seven of Pentacles, this is like, what is your vision of the future? What does your love look like in the future? What does the relationship look like? You've got a telescope there, okay? And we've got the moon. I mean, for some of you, you could actually go on a date where it's like a conservatory, for example, or some sort of astrological event, perhaps. Maybe this person has a telescope and looks at the stars. Maybe this is a date that you'll go on. Maybe you'll talk about astronomy. Maybe there's going to be some sort of like astronomy dome as a date that you go and witness the stars, and you know, there's this romance entering your life at this time. And the Seven of Pentacles can indicate that you are like a little bit fed up with the way the dating scene has gone or love has gone, but that doesn't mean you should give up on love. You know, I feel love is not giving up on you, so I feel it's coming on in here for you. Now, the Seven of Pentacles can also indicate that some of you, not all of you, may want to save something with a past person. And, you know, I do feel it will be a project. I've already mentioned that. If you do want to, you know, reunite with someone, there is a potential, but I feel you could repeat a cycle with this person. There's someone new coming on in here for you, okay? Now, the Strength card is in your advice to yourself in this moment, which is basically to release the beast within, follow your passions, but also it is to acknowledge your gravitas. You know, people take note when there's a lion about, okay? And although you're a Virgo energy, not a Leo, this can indicate that you have a magnetism where people notice, okay? And you may feel also that sometimes your independence may like scare people off or intimidate people, but the right person actually who is strong enough to walk by your side is going to fall in love with your strength. And I think I mentioned that at the beginning there, and you've got the Strength card. So you're in a perfect vibration to actually meet the person who will fall head over heels with you. But the Strength card as well is an indication that you may have struggled with something, but you're overcoming this now. And also it indicates you're reminded of self-care routines to invest in yourself and fall in love with yourself first and your life. You are you, and that really is your superpower. You cannot be Virgo in the past. You cannot be Virgo in the future. You're Virgo right now, okay? And I feel this is about living in the present moment. And I feel there's something about you locking eyes with this new person, and I want to say it's a little bit like out of the blue, like love at first sight energy there with that tower, because it's a surprise, okay? It's suddenly like two people going, oh my gosh, who is that, okay? And it leads straight onto the Knight of Cups there. Now, this position is circumstances outside of yourself position. So that means that, you know, you are going to attend a place or be in a space where you meet a person who is romantically engaged with you straight away. And this person is actually going to be very confident in their attraction, and they're going to ask you to, you know, meet with them pretty much straight away. So if you meet this person at the gym, for example, it can be that they come up to you and sort of like get talking to you and be quite bold and say, you know what, we should exchange numbers. I'm doing this thing on Friday night. I would love it if you join. But if you're not free, of course, then maybe we can organize something else some other time. They're going to be really direct because they do not want to lose an opportunity to get to know you. That's how I'm feeling with this person. And the Knight of Cups means this person's very chivalrous. I feel actually they may take you a token of affection gift with them on your first like official date. Okay, one which is organized, not the first time you meet, but the one that is organized. They're going to bring you some sort of small token of affection, and it relates to a conversation you have when you first meet. So if you talk about, I don't know, if you talk about like strawberries, right? If you say strawberries are my favorite fruit, they're going to bring you like strawberries on your like official date. Or if you say that you're allergic to strawberries and you prefer kiwis, for example, they're gonna like make sure they do not bring strawberries and bring you kiwis. So there's just something in that. This person's a good listener and they're invested right from the very beginning. Okay. I also feel this person, it's like both of you have a flash of your future together. It's going to be really weird. It's almost like after you first meet each other, both of you may actually have a dream of like you as a couple in the future, like when you're mature, like really mature. I just feel like both of you just know that you're going to spend your lives with each other, but also you're not going to presume that that's what's happening. I feel both of you are like, whoa, that was interesting. You're going to keep that a secret. And I feel in about 3 months to 6 months into your relationship, both of you are going to talk about this dream that you had about settling down and seeing your future selves together. And both of you are going to be like, oh my gosh, did we actually dream that on the same date? I don't think you do dream it on the same date, but in and around the same like couple of weeks it will occur. Okay, so that's something that's coming out there as well. Now, the Ten of Pentacles, it's in the hope and a fear position. So this can indicate that you want full investment. You know, you want to settle down with a person, plant roots with someone who's going to stick around, not someone who is indecisive, ghosting you, breadcrumbing you. They're someone who always means to come back, but doesn't invest in a relationship. So, you know, I feel like you are going to get your wish. I feel like you are going to meet a person that will plant roots with you, will start a life with you, build a life with you. And this person will join your family lineage if that's what you want there as well. The fear is breaking up, divorce, you know, separation there. For some of you, it's because you've been through it. But for others of you, it can be that, you know, because you care so much about each other that, of course, you know, you don't want to lose each other. You may be wondering if this person is the one for you, and I feel intuitively you know. The Moon card is there, so that tells me that there is a knowingness about the situation, that when you know, right? So I feel there is a potential for marriage there, especially with the presence of this card in this situation. Now, for some of you, it's important to you whether your family likes this person or your soul tribe, and I feel like actually they really do. Okay, I feel like they get on really well. Now, we do have an outcome energy of the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands, you know, the meaning of this card can be rivalry. So it can mean that there are two people, either one person from your past who kind of tries to resurface and re-enter your life in some way, but you're shutting it down with the World card there, right there. You may shock this person, but it's the end of the road for that person there. That's for the majority of you. So that could be the challenge. But also, I want to pull a card on this because this can indicate that I'm just getting this. Well, first of all, the Five of Wands is my gym card. So it can be that you're active when you meet this person, either physically active in the gym for some of you, or it can be that you're going to a competition or a place where people compete, perhaps, or maybe there is some sort of event that is sort of on a certain date and there's a conflict in your diary, because I'm feeling the Five of Wands as a challenge, either trying to make an event or a double booking or a rescheduled event, but you make it, whatever it is. I mean, the Judgment card can indicate that you make a judgment call and go to one over the other, but I actually feel a lot of you could make both, okay? And if you can't, I feel like you choose the right one to go to, but let me just pull a quick card on that. Oh, so one card came away from the deck there. I'm just going to see what that is for you. Oh my gosh, it's the Ace of Cups. Loving that there. Maybe this is a little bit of an omen that new love is coming on in, okay? That there is a romantic frisson on the horizon. This always means a new relationship, a fresh new start, emotionally available, and your heart sort of beating in your chest that this is the one that you have always been meant to meet. But I'm just going to put this back in the deck because, of course, it just by accident, and I always say there's no accidents, happy accidents there. We do have a Three of Pentacles, and we also have Three of Swords. Now, threes can indicate three people, of course, so it can be you, either an ex for some of you, and a new person. So a triangle kind of thing going on here, but the Three of Swords can indicate you have to let someone down, or it can indicate that some of you are healing and you at first may get invited to something. Perhaps if you've been going through a challenging time, grieving a part of your life, some of you may be grieving a part of yourself that you feel like you've lost touch with. You're reconnecting to that and reconnecting to your sense of purpose. For some of you, if you have been grieving, I feel a friend could invite you to something, or there's some sort of like event or gathering that brings people together, because threes tend to be people coming together when it's a Three of Pentacles or a Three of Cups, right? And Three of Swords, it can tell me two things. Still, I'm getting the same energy, so please apply it to your situation. It can mean that some of you Virgos are going to experience one thing and some of you are going to experience the other. So one is that Three of Swords means you can't make one of the events, okay? And you try, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle. You may get there last minute, but intuitively you're going to choose the right event to go to meet the right person who's meant to be your soulmate. But also, for some of you, this could be if you've been going through a challenging time. Firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there if you have been going through a major struggle there. But there could be a friend who invites you to something to kind of help you get out of the funk or be there as a support. And inadvertently, it could put you in the path to meeting this new person. Okay, we also have a Queen of Swords and a Four of Pentacles. So the Queen of Swords is a person, you know, so it could be someone who is a good listener, someone who tells you the honest truth. This can be someone who invites you to something, you know, tells you about something. I mean, for some of you, the Queen of Swords can also indicate that, you know, if you are divorced or a widow, for example, you know, your love story, whilst it may be challenging to move forward, I feel like you are supported by someone in spirit to move forward. They want you to be happy. So you're going to be guided, especially since you have the Judgment energy. I feel like you're guided towards meeting a new person. And although that Five of Wands is present, it can be that there is an inner battle, a conflict over this. And I feel like you're being given the thumbs up to open up to a new era in your life. And this person in spirit wants you to be happy. If some of you are, you know, grieving from a divorce or a separation, it can be that you find it challenging to get out there and meet someone new. And you're conflicted about whether you want to be in a relationship or, you know, could it be messy? Could it repeat a cycle? But actually the world is there, which means you do not repeat a challenging cycle. So the Four of Pentacles is telling me strongly that you're going to meet a relationship where it is for keeps. You're going to be talking to someone new, that's for sure. And a lot of you, I feel the event will present itself in the next 6 weeks. Doesn't mean you're going to meet that person in the next 6 weeks. It could be that the invitation is extended or the event is organized in the next 6 weeks, or you're aware of some place that you're going to be, and you know, it may be a challenge to make it work, whether it's a double booking or, you know, perhaps you've got a lot on, you're really busy and you're like, I'm not sure if I can make that. I feel like you will make it, you will be there. And the Judgment card is like you are called there. This is your sense of purpose, okay? I mean, the Five of Wands can also mean that this new person who's coming into your life, they challenge you in a really exciting way. It's like opposites attract, okay? And I feel like this person, they're from a different part of the world than you, or maybe even they have different experiences than you, but it's really exciting. You both inform each other, raise each other up, and challenge each other in a really exciting way. But I feel like you've been protected and directed to this point. And, you know, the Judgment card can be a rebirth, a sudden spark, a chemistry, you know, between a person and you. And suddenly you are more focused on, you know, being curious about love and where this experience, this spark will take you with this person. And I feel it's transformative. The Judgment card normally means that that which was stagnant or where there was a blockage now becomes something that is rebirthed, or there is a renewal, a freedom, and you've got that Tower there. So I would say, you know, this is a major breakthrough for you in the next 6 weeks regarding love and romance and meeting a new person. So let me just get some final cards for you. We have healing there, and we have true love. Interesting. I'm just hearing a song right now as well. Oh my gosh, this song is great. Beautiful song. I love it when the songs are not like modern, because, you know, we can hear songs on the radio that are modern all the time. So when something from the past plays and then suddenly you hear it, in your everyday life that is really special because it is an omen. So this song, very famous, it's by Ella Fitzgerald, and I'm being given this lyric. It's very clear. Our love is here to stay. Oh, ooh, I love that song. Beautiful. So that is a very famous song, and I feel it is highlighting that your forever person is coming in, and just being given this energy. And maybe I'll call your reading this like forever in a day. This new love is kind of like here to stay. I know it sounds like such a cliche, but that's the energy that I'm being given here. We've got healing, so a lot of you are mending your heart. Okay, I told you musical notes. Oh my gosh, of all the cards that popped out there, you could have got any card. Let me see what other cards are in here. We've got feelings, we've got stars there, we got gifts, we've got, you know, yin yang symbols. I told you right at the beginning of your reading that I was seeing a musical note and it would be relevant, and there's lots in this card, so I'm loving the synchronicity of that. I told you, like, sometimes these images, they may mean absolutely nothing, and then suddenly everything kind of locks in together. So this card literally says true love. This is you locking onto your soul song, but again, there may be some sort of relevance with music. Listen out for that song that I just heard. Okay, interesting that the song came along at the same time as the musical notes. So again, there's a synchronicity there as well. So that song by Ella Fitzgerald, it can be a sign or symbol that you're about to meet someone new. Okay, could even play on the day that you meet this person. So that's how relevant the song is, but it highlights true love is coming your way. Okay, and I feel a lot of you have been going through that healing process, getting closure on something. It doesn't always have to be that you are in a high-level commitment and you're getting closure from that. It could be a personal experience that you are getting closure from or trying to recalibrate from, and now you've created space for this wonderful love to come on in. And this person, they match your soul song. Very excited about that. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. So we have a skeleton there, so this can indicate something has ended or is over. Okay, for some of you this can also represent, you know, meeting an ex and picking over the bare bones of the relationship to see if it's salvageable. So please take that as it resonates. My guides just corrected me. Sorry, I was just distracted there because my guide said it's salvageable. So I think I was a little bit tongue-tied there. Salvageable, okay, is what I'm being given. So a nice little correction. Thanks so much. I'm so grateful. But also, this skeleton, it often connects to the death card energy, which means change, transformation, and new beginnings. So also I feel for some of you, you are guided by your spirit guides, but also someone who has transitioned and passed over is guiding you to be with this new person. And finally, we have a lighthouse, beacon of light. Okay, so if you have met people in the past where you were the lighthouse in their storm, I feel that's because you shine the brightest. Don't forget about that. You know, remember who you are, okay? But also I feel like if you think about the nature of a lighthouse, they guide people home safely, the sailors home safely. So I feel this is about you acknowledging that you're being called to meet a person that feels like home, and the path is being made clear for a safe relationship. So I would say, yeah, you're being guided home towards meeting this person. Very excited about that. So I'll leave that there, my beautiful Virgo. I hope something resonates in that reading for you. Thank you so much, and love and light.